Just gonna wait for some folks to show up here. See, maybe I'm shadow banned. One sec, guys. So, where is everybody? Where is everybody? You guys ever seen that commercial? British Airways? Where is everybody? Da, 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 da. So, guys, oh, one person and two people, maybe more. Okay, my friends, we can now see that the tide is turning everywhere. These people are supposedly relaxing the all the things and stuff. You know, guys, in Israel, since this website is about supposedly, allegedly about Israel, in Israel, they are on the 4th. You know what? And Chas v'Shaloms are skyrocketing. Hever Kadisha can't deal with it. We can't deal with it. So 80% of the people in hospitals are, of the serious cases, are have taken the you know what. And this whole situation is about to hit the rest of the world because, again, Israel is ahead, right? So right now in the States, they're recommending the 4th. So once they get to the 4th in America, they're going to find out the same, they're going to see the same result. My friends, that's probably going to happen probably by the end of this month, if not beginning of next month. And that's it. And this is going to be the springtime for all the Schmittlers, not just one. And it ain't just going to be Germany, guys. Remember that song? Springtime for Hitler in Germany. It ain't gonna be that, my friends. It ain't gonna be just that. It's gonna be like, first people are probably gonna realize, oh my God, what did I do? Simultaneously, they're gonna look for, first of all, there's gonna be legal. They're going to go via the legal avenues, right? And there's going to be kind of like flare-ups in that respect. A lot of people are going to be making a mad dash for, you know, remedies. Whether you're talking about stuff like NAC, Shmin-AC. You know, if I was a betting man, I'd probably be shorting Schmeiser and Shmamurna. And I would be going long, I don't know, GNC or something like that, or these kind of companies, you know what I mean? That's just me. That's one aspect of that. And at the same time, people are going to be looking to take matters into their own hands. Guys, this is the first time since, I don't know, maybe France or something like that. When I say France, I mean like the 1700s or 1800s, where people are just going to take matters into their own hands. Unfortunately, I don't want that to happen, but I mean, what other choice are people going to have, right? I don't really see any other option. Because they've been abused for such a long time, and they're going to realize that they you know, and you know, as I've read many, I've seen many people say this, that you know, when the people come to them and say, you know, you made us take this, they're gonna say to them, no, we didn't. Nobody forced you. You took it on your own, right? Even though they made our lives hell, you know. Made our lives hell, and said that our lives have to be made difficult on purpose. You know, my friends, this is like, what was it one trucker said in Canada? This is the Jim Jones Kool-Aid cult, my friends. This is a Jim Jones. You guys remember the story of Jim Jones? I'll read you the whole thing of Jim Jones. Just 1 second. Maybe I'll even show it to you. This is going to be what you guys are going to see very, very soon. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Here. Here. Jonestown Massacre, guys. Here. I'll just play. This is an ad. Just 1 second. I'm going to play to you guys the short, you know. Today show had like a thing a few years ago. Here.
Started as an effort by a charismatic preacher to build a new society, but it ended, of course, with the tragic deaths of more than 900 people. Here's NBC's Joe Fryer.
Jonestown was supposed to be a paradise in the South American jungle. It was anything but.
The saddest part about this tragedy is that good, decent people died who were well-intentioned.
Good, decent people died who were well-intentioned. They just wanted to have, in this case, people just want to be healthy. They want to protect themselves.
The story begins in America during the 1970s when Jim Jones created a religious movement called People's Temple. The charismatic minister fought for civil rights and had a multiracial family.
It was the original Rainbow family.
Including his adopted son, Jim Jones Jr.
Did his message at the time resonate with you?
Yes. No isms, no sexism, racism.
But in the new book, The Road to Jonestown, author Jeff Gwynne details how
Guys, notice? Under the spell of Jim Jones
started to change.
He's convinced himself that he is some sort of superhuman martyr.
He's convinced himself. My friends, if you talk to the CEOs of these companies, they have convinced themselves that they're doing good. They have convinced themselves.
Jones persuaded nearly 1,000 followers to move to a remote jungle in Guyana.
The concept was to build a new world.
A socialist utopia.
Jonestown was described as his paradise, and it was not.
Former member Leslie Wagner Wilson says followers were overworked and underfed.
And then as time wore on, I realized that there was no future in Jonestown. Jim became increasingly paranoid.
Jones was obsessed with revolutionary suicide. He felt followers should be prepared to die for their cause, even having them drink fruit punch he claimed was poison.
Third one and the fourth one and the fifth one, right?
Only after most of the people drank the liquid did he tell them, it's not poison, I was just testing you.
In November 1978, a conservative congressman, Leo Ryan, flew to Guyana to investigate, accompanied by NBC News. While some followers praised Jonestown, others wanted out.
What is your wish today? To go back to and where's home?
Some people say I'm not taking the third and the fourth.
As the congressman left, he took 15 defectors with him, angering Jones.
People play games, friend. They lie. What can I do about lies?
Misinformation, they lie.
I just beg you, please leave us.
He ordered gunmen to follow the group to the nearby airstrip, where they opened fire. 5 were killed, including Congressman Ryan, NBC correspondent Don Harris, and cameraman Bob Brown.
Crazy.
Sound engineer Steve Sung and field producer Robert Flick escaped, as did Ryan aide and future Congresswoman Jackie Spear. Back at the commune, Jones gathered his followers for a final sermon.
We've had as much of this world as we're going to get. Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it.
Yep.
This time, Jones served a punch spiked with cyanide. More than 900 died, 300 of them children.
There you go, my friends.
Jones shot himself.
We know from autopsies conducted later that a considerable number of people were held and forcibly injected with the poison.
In the end, how many relatives did you lose?
I lost 11 relatives.
Wagner Wilson and her 3-year-old lived because they were part of a small group that escaped during the confusion that morning, hiking through more than 30 miles of dense jungle to safety.
How scared were you to try to escape?
I was terrified. I was waiting for a bullet to hit at any moment. I was prepared to die on that day.
I don't know how I can ever describe it in words.
Jim Jones Jr., 18 at the time, lost his wife, but he lived because he was in Georgetown, Guyana's capital, as part of his frequent public relations work for the temple.
So the million-dollar question is, would I have done it? I can't say I would, but I can't say I wouldn't have.
That shows how much power Jones had.
And part of that, I believe, is because we all are looking for a place to fit into the world.
We're looking for a place to fit into, my friends. Why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just take this stuff? Why can't you just fit in?
We're looking for love. We're looking for acceptance. And Jim Jones provided that.
Today, a memorial in Oakland serves as a remembrance for those who died, predominantly African Americans and the elderly, whom Jones's initial message resonated with.
I think the lessons of Jonestown is to really go within so you don't have to go without.
Oh, really?
Than die for.
Despite what happened, the minister's son still goes by the name Jim Jones Jr.
I'm proud of the upbringing and the education I was given. That's a lot to be proud of. I also have to accept the horrific tragedy that my father caused, but he caused it, not me.
For Today, Joe Fryer, NBC News.
My friends, everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to feel like they're part of the majority. Again, guys, I'm going to read to you. I like to quote her a lot, right? And I've quoted her before. Hannah Arendt. This is the woman that wrote about Eichmann. This is a quote from her, from a book called Origins of Totalitarianism. Men have been found to resist the most powerful monarchs and to refuse to bow down before them. But few indeed have been found to resist the crowd, to stand up alone before misguided masses, to face their implacable frenzy without weapons and with folded arms to dare a no when a yes is demanded. My friends, right now we have a kind of a situation, very simple. 33% of the people, like myself, didn't take you know what, and we're never going to take it. We're never going to take it, and we've stuck to our guns. There are the 33%, another 33.3333, whatever percent, who are what's called go along to get along people. People have taken stuff, maybe 2, maybe even 3, but who now understand that this is a problem, maybe even a mistake, whatever it is. Then you have, my friends, the rest of the 33 who are what's called the Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinkers, who really, really believe in the efficacy of this, whatever this is. And those people, many of them, are also the people that like to think that they are part of some sort of majority, right? Because when you tell people, well, 65% of, let's say, America has taken, then you know what? I'll tell you exactly how many. Yeah, roughly, actually, of the people who took 2, yeah, 65%, right? 65%, at least 1 is 76%. So, and 27% have taken 3. So, my friends, so now you have these people who took 3, they represent that die-hard number, right? but they like to think that they are part of some sort of majority, because they want to be part of a majority, they want to be normal, they want to be accepted, they want to be cool, they want to be this, they want to be that. My friends, little do they realize that they're actually the minority. They are the 30% or less minority. The majority of people, either people like myself or people who have woken up and who had to take it because of their work and this, that, and the other, my friends, who just had no choice, couldn't stick to their guns. When these people, when those diehard Kool-Aid drinkers realize that we are actually, my friends, the majority, they're going to fall on their faces. They're going to realize, oh my God, and they may just join us. And when those people realize that, I would not want to be anybody from the elite, my friends. I would not want to be, I can read you guys a list. I can read you guys a list right now. I made a small list here. I know that socialists make lists, but I made a list. Santa Claus Cotton Schwab, Schmil Schmates, Schmuston Turdo, Mr. Sotoro, the cardboard guy that we have as the leader now, the demented puppet, Dr. Liana Wen, Chinese spy. Yeah, I said it, Chinese spy. Only spies talk like that. Smith and Walensky Steakhouse, Dr. Schmedros from the who the hell are these people? Naftali Bennett, Benjamin Netanyahu, unfortunately, Shmurla of Schmeiser, the Israeli Ministry of Silly Walks, Kathy Schmuckel of New York, Shmandrew Shmomo, he knows what he did, Bill DePuzio, Emmanuel Schmackaroon, and last but most certainly not least, the queen of 1,000 faces, Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand. My friends, there are probably more names here, but this is just a kind of a basic list here. My friends, it's coming. It's coming. There's a person who came out in Schmeiser who says she saw a lot of issues during the trial, the phase 3 trial. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of issues, my friends. The Miser documents, yeah, I mean, they're trying to redact them. They're fighting in court. They're fighting. First they wanted 75 years. Now they realize it's not going to be 75 years. Now they realize they got to release it now. And if they're going to release it now, they gotta edit stuff. They gotta redact stuff. My friends, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, my friends. Hashem wants to defeat evil one final, Bezrat Hashem, one final time. That's what he wants to do. And I'm just going to read to you an interesting thing. Somebody wrote about the truckers in Canada. One second, guys. And then I'll let you go. Let me tell you a bit about how this is going to end. By way of background, I'm a mathematician with a specialization in applied math of social interactions, such as game theory. I'm what you would probably describe as a glowy adjacent. I hope I've got the lingo correct. The problem Trudeau has is that he has few, narrowly circumscribed bases of power that are enough to get elected, but not enough to govern against the will of the people. Those are very different things. So that leaves him with very serious limits on what he can accomplish in this situation. The truckers are smart. They did not all converge on Ottawa, but rather organize themselves locally and create many small spots of trouble. Yeah, some of these guys are probably former military, right? In quantitative studies of insurgency, This is the ink spot model, local decentralized warfare that relies on local support. Quite simply put, this is for the truckers to lose. If they can outlast the government, which may mean as little as another week, they will break it. Turd needs to win every interaction to stay in power. All the truckers have to do is not lose. A draw is always in their favor, and the situation in most places right now is a draw at best. The Mounties huff and puff, but have not been able to deal with or disperse a single protest. That's not unsurprising, by the way. Truckers use a method originally devised for naval warfare called block shipping, sinking ships to block a strategic narrows or harbor entrance. There is literally no economical way of dealing with this tactic. Truckers know this. Their worst case scenario, losing their jobs and their trucks by just walking away, still imposes a massive cost on the government. When the worst case scenario is that both you and your opponent lose, you have everything to gain. There is no dominant strategy here for Turd. There's no clear way to victory anymore for him. It's all about how badly he loses now. My friend is writing in a 2.5 month period over 1,200 people on the wrong side of the grass. You talking about the powers, you know, bureaucrats and all these kind of people. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, that's basically the story. And, guys, I just found out, oh my goodness. You guys have probably heard about the name, Professor Luc Montagnier, the French Nobel Prize winner. He passed away today. My goodness. And my friends, you know, according to French journalists, he allegedly died peacefully on February 8th in the presence of his children. But among comments and condolences are those who do not believe the news and try to deny it categorically by falling to the hoax. Okay. Yeah. My friends, he basically recently told us that people are going to have to go and take tests for SHMV, because this stuff that people are taking is basically obliterating, it's essentially a syndrome. It's going to cause this syndrome. Well, my friends, first of all, Baruch Dayan Emes. And, well, in the good news, Russia is going to recognize Bitcoin and crypto as currencies. So, with that said, my friends, in the words of Rabbi Kessin, let's see what happens. Alright, guys, stay safe out there.